All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So I got a really cool question from someone on my last YouTube video. FL Native said, can you go over your LT25 setup? So I'm gonna do a quick walkthrough. I'm gonna show you guys how I have this set up, some of the features I have, and kind of what I like to keep it comfortable while I'm on the water. So we'll go ahead and start at the back. This is the Mercury 25. What I will say about this entire boat is I did not build it. I bought it this way. I've made a couple upgrades for creature comforts for myself, but whoever set this boat up did a killer job and they knew what they were doing when they set it up. So this is the Mercury 25. It's held up by the Atlas Micro automatic jack plate. This is an electric jack plate. My controls are up there at my throttle controls, so I can actually move the jack plate on the fly. The motor has the electric start and also has the tilt and trim option. That's also controlled up there on my throttle controls. The back of the boat is set up really nice. This is super convenient. It allows me to get places otherwise I wouldn't be able to, or I would have to manually do. I do have a full bilge system and a bailout system, so if I do take some water on, I can flip a switch and I can pump all that water out of the back. Now that we're here at the back of the boat, this is the seat and the polling platform. This is the Raptor option from Gheenoe that came on the LT25. This is something you could upgrade to, which in turn came with the stick steer system. Wow, that's a tongue twister. But this has been great. This is super responsive. It's as responsive as a tiller, but it's still fun. You can sit, you have a whole helm cockpit area. Makes it super fun to drive, but also convenient. Makes it easy to get from this to the upper platform. With that being said, we're going to move to the upper platform. I've got the V Marine push pole holder back here. That's pretty standard for any little skiff you're going to find. It's easy to just put the push pole in it, kind of set the boat up and maybe move some things or make a cast if you're solo fishing. This is a little upgrade I put here myself. This is a monopod. This is bolted directly into the polling platform. It extends up. I can do it like waist or chest height. It can hold my phone, or it can hold like a GoPro or a DJI camera. It's cool because it's hands-free. I can put my phone there and it actually locks your phone in, so when you're running or when you're polling, you don't accidentally bump it and knock your phone out. I've used this quite a bit for capturing footage of whoever is on the front of the boat casting. I'll put the links to this down below in the description so you guys can actually buy this for yourself, put it on your boat, and record yourself or your friends while you're fishing. It's super, super handy. Underneath my platform, I have my Go box here. This is the YETI Go box. I have that strapped down with the Haw straps. They hooked me up. This is a cool little feature here. It's great for the saltwater because there's almost no metal components. Keeps you strapped down and safe in the saltwater environment. I built a custom plate back here to put this box on, and this box just holds all of my safety equipment. So I have a couple life jackets in here. I have some flares in here. I have most of my safety equipment in this and also in my coffin box up in the middle. So that just made it easy. It kept things out of my way. We'll move up. I have the Lowrance, it's the chart plotter and fish finder. I hardly use that. Most of the places I go are too shallow to accommodate using that. I don't really mark holes, I don't mark spots. Usually if I'm out for a couple hours, I'm sight fishing, or I'm in areas that are shallow and to where it's not useful for me. As we move up, I've got some more Haw straps here. This is usually where I put like my turtle box or like whatever speaker I have up here. That's been convenient, especially when you kind of tie up on the sandbar and you want to just hang out and have some tunes. I have the half-gallon YETI water jug down there, but I also bought the carrier to go with it. So if you look down there, there's like a cage that the jug fits in. You don't have to worry about it bouncing around on the boat. I bolted that in. As we move up, this is the 21-foot Stiffy hybrid push pole. I've had a couple other push poles. This one's been super great. I just refinished it. I will tell you, the first push pole I had was a 19-foot. I wasn't completely happy with it. You know, you get a couple pushes and then you'd kind of feel like you ran out of room. So upgrading to this 21-foot on the LT25 is a game changer. I don't know how a longer push pole would do. Maybe I'd say 22-foot would be the max. I probably wouldn't suggest going 24. It definitely gets to be a really big item, especially sticking out past the back of the boat in the front. But if you're in deeper water, that might be an option for you. But for me, the 21 is absolutely perfect. The LT25, some of the models came with a coffin box in the middle. Most of them were glassed in, I think, horizontally. or vertically, or whatever you would want to call that. This box is actually completely removable. It comes out. I used to use it as a casting platform until I got my new casting platform. This one was great. It was a little cumbersome and heavy to put on the front, but that sits on top of my turf that I have in here. So I did go with a grass turf down in here. I'll pan past that in a little clip for you guys. This grass turf here is kind of nice. It's soft on your feet. It is not permanent, so I can take it out, roll it up, rinse it, hang it on the fence, let it dry out, and then put it back in. So I'm able to clean everything under it. I think that's kind of why I haven't upgraded to doing sea deck in this, because I like the fact that it's not permanent. We'll go over the coffin box really quick. Inside the coffin box, I have the Dakota Lithium 12 volt, 20 amp hour. That is literally for just charging my phone or charging accessories while I'm on the boat. It also controls forward and aft lights that are inside the coffin box. So when I'm out at night doing dock lights, I can plug this in and you can get the entire inside of the boat lit up from back here and there. It's a great little feature because I'm fishing at night quite a bit as well. I've got a cool sticker collection here. I'll pass the sticker collection. Everybody knows this steps up your stats as far as luck, and maybe it throws an extra 5 horses when you're pushing, but having a cool sticker collection is a must on an LT25. We'll move up front. I've got an 18-inch casting platform. I know that's a little tall for most people, but I like having this as tall as possible. I like having that extra field of view. It makes it fun and easy to spot fish. I know some people like that lower platform, just not my flavor. I like this height. I like being able to have that extra field of view. Up front, I've got the Minn Kota 55-pound. I use that occasionally. Like I said, a lot of the spots that I'm fishing, if we're doing floods or we're doing lows, it really doesn't fit for what I'm doing. Fly line gets tangled on it. I'll bring it out when I spin fish. So if I bring the wife or whatnot and the daughter, I'll put that on there and we'll kind of troll some creeks. But other than that, that stays in the garage unless I'm doing dock lights or family stuff. The entire boat is powered by the Dakota Lithium. I have the 60 amp hour, 12 volt cranking battery. That's what runs the motor and all my accessories in the back. But I also have the 12 volt, 100 amp hour. That controls the trolling motor solely by itself. As we get to the back of the boat, I'll pan past this as well. I have the stay put anchor system, and right here in the back, I'm gonna point it out in the corner. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll post another little video that shows it. That is their bow mount option. They do have a transom mount and also a motor mount, but I decided I wanted to go with the bow mount, but I wanted to place it in an area where I can reach it from the platform. The only time I really use the anchor, and it is a shallow water stakeout anchor, is when I'm either landing a fish or I'm hanging out at the sandbar. I'll probably just use a regular anchor up front if I'm at the sandbar to kind of hold things straight, and then this will just hold the back in place, keep it from moving around. It's a really cool feature. I have it in a unique spot. I'm super excited where it is. So thank you guys for joining me in this video. I know it's not my normal. I wanted to throw some fishing in here, but I've got a lot going on at the moment. So we just did a brush over of my 2015 LT25 and some of the cool features I have in it. So feel free to drop some comments, let me know what you think. And let's move on to the art section of the video. So I've got a fun little project. This is a little bit out of my wheelhouse. Of course, you guys have seen some of my 3D paintings and most of my bags and sidekicks and things like that. But my contact at YETI reached out to me and she asked if I would kind of branch out a little bit and do something new, and they really wanted some note cards, some like thank you note cards or something that it's a little spruced up, something they can send to customers and clients as thank yous. So I ran over to Hobby Lobby as fast as I possibly could, and thankfully they had the little 40% off sale. So I picked up a couple watercolor paper sketchbook things, and I'm gonna do these note cards for them. So we're gonna start out with 4. I think honestly I'm gonna go with the 8x8 because their note cards are 4x6, and then I'll just do like a nice little taped border and then fill in the inside. So it's actually, when it's finished, it can hang up on the wall if they decide to frame it or do something like that. So let's get going.
All right, so first thing I'm going to do is tape off these little edges to the dimensions that they've asked for. They've asked for 4" by 6". I think I'm going to do 1 redfish, 1 tarpon, 1 brown trout, and 1 rainbow trout. try to click it off, you go.
All right, here they are, all finished up. Of course, we started with redfish, went to rainbow trout. I like that one, it's got tons of pinks and blues. Then we went to brown trout. That one's always super fun. The bright oranges and then the dark black spots. And then last but not least, went with tarpon. So I'm gonna get these all scanned up and sent over to my contact at YETI, and they're gonna start using these as thank you cards and note cards for like clients and customers and anyone they need to send note cards and thank yous to.